Now this is a scary sight. This is a scary sight. If you're rolling up to this base on a ship in our Gulf, is this something that you want to see? Methinks nay, me hearty. What is going on again, Nerd Paraders? Thank you guys so much for coming back to hang out with me today. We're playing some more Atlas, and the final preparations are underway for the entire cluster to come and attack our piratey castle. We have our last bits of finishing touches to be done, but for the most part, the castle is ready. I want to show it off to you briefly, but I want to show off something that has really caught my eye. In fact, I thought it was so cool that I couldn't pass up the opportunity to do a little bit of a video on it, because I think it might be useful to you pirates out there trying to defend your land and territory. But before we get into it, guys, welcome to the channel. Introductions are in order. I am Nick. This is Nerd Parade, and we're going to dance our way into victory. Or maybe into the hearts of millions. Just kidding. We're going to pop here out of our dance in K mode, and we're going to get over here. Well, we're kind of lined up. This is what I was talking about, the final preps to the castle. If you haven't seen the castle yet, you can go back and check some of the previous videos. The build has been absolutely insane. But we've got our ships in the cove, ready to do any type of defense. And I'll show you here on the map what we're dealing with. There's really only one way in and one way out of this area, and it's up towards the northern part of this island. So we've got this thing pretty well defended, I would like to say, but this isn't what I want to show you. I want to show you guys something kind of crazy that we more or less accidentally stumbled upon while we were trying to defend the cove area. Big reveal! We have a turret tower of cannons. Now this thing is super cool, and this is why I really wanted to show it off to you before we got assaulted by the entire cluster, and it runs the risk of this thing getting blasted down. The reason why we built this guy out here is to protect our two cove entrance areas. You have an entrance to the right and an entrance to the left. I'll show you on the map, and it's going to be pretty difficult, at least increasingly difficult, for ships to get in with this little guy bothering them as they try to do it. Now, you saw back towards where the Pirate Cove is, out of render distance now, we had all of our ships parked out there to add as an extra layer of defense once ships start to sail in here and try to assault us. But this guy here is something that I'm actually really proud of how it came out, and I thought it warranted being talked about on the video here with you guys today just because of how cool it was. So we'll start at the bottom and work our way to the top as per normal fashion. These guys are protected as best you can get them inside the bottom layers of this, mounting two swivel cannons, both with Greek fire. Now what these guys do, the purpose that they're serving here, is to prevent anybody that might come up, run up with a explosive barrel, or attempt to grappling hook or climbing pick their way up to the top of the tower, where the only entrance is to just laser them down with fire. So their main purpose is to protect the base of this tower with fire, and then the next kind of row, we have our first wave of normal cannons. These are the cannons, regular cannons. They'll be able to swivel fire through those door frames and pepper, just kind of soften up any types of ships that might try to come through our little piratey cove here in preparation. Now, as I mentioned, our only entrance to this guy is up at the top. So we have several ladders, rope ladders, which are retractable, placed in each of the corners. The reason why we went with rope ladders is because if in the event we're being chased or somebody is behind us, and we don't necessarily get the opportunity to retract said rope ladders, the guys with the Greek fire will just burn those bitches down for us, and it'll prevent anybody from getting up. We'll still be able to get inside the tower because we could just bed spawn inside of it. We have beds down there. So we'll be able to bed spawn inside the tower and continue our defense, but a quick way for us to get up and down were the rope ladders, and in any type of emergency can be burned away by the fire. So let's climb up a little bit, continue to show off. We have another area of men mounting swivel cannons with fire, just in case the bottom layer doesn't cover it. Somebody actually manages to get up this high. They're gonna get lit on fire with flamethrower type accuracy, which I'm assuming is probably pretty good. And some large cannons to pepper or soften up any type of ship like I mentioned, that comes in either the left side or the right side, that happens to sail close to this tower at all. Further going up, it just gets better. It's a stack on stack on stack of amazing and awesome explosive piratey defenses. Further going in, we have our mortars. Now, these cannot be NPC manned. These have to be manned by players. So we only have 4, and we have them in the corners, which are missing, conveniently, the corner roof piece. I'll show you why that is in just a second. And this is something I thought was really neat. These are the half walls forming, like, railings for stairs going down the roofs, and we have, again, Greek fire mounted, just in case they happen to get up here that we can burn their titties off. And just some more cannons to get a little bit of better range for softening up ships as they try to come into our cove. Now, there are 2 entrances here for us. We can go in through the mortar area, or we can climb in through one of the cannon ports. I'm going to go in here through the mortar area, and boop, now we are inside. This is where the action can kind of happen. So I'll get on the mortar here. We'll throw a ball in there. In fact, let me go to I think there's another one that's actually got a ball. This one's already got a ball in it. We've got full range of motion on the mortars. We're protected from mortar fire ourselves, in case somebody manages to get a land base up around here. But we've got full range of motion to soften up those ships coming our way into our cove. Again, those have to be player manned. They cannot be NPC manned, so that's why we have those up like this. And then these guys are our little... our little defenses. There are turret-style defenses, softening up ships that might come anywhere near close. We're progressing down. The flag is in the middle of our base, kind of protected. You could honestly even turn this into some sort of minimalistic style base yourself, but I would not recommend building this thing close to water. If you did want to turn this into a base and use it for something that is not like a turret tower kind of thing like we're using it for, I would say build this kind of inland and give yourself more swivel cannons, something to protect against a ground assault. But it could be utilized as a minimalistic style base and very, very well protected with ye crews. So there's our beds that we're going to use to spawn in case we need to go into the tower here quickly. Again, another layer of our cannony defenses. These are our swivel guys. They're ship to ship. Or, well, in this case, land to ship, but they're designed for ship-based combat. We didn't go crazy ham on the larges because we figured most of the assault is going to be coming from ship. Now, here's where things get a little wild. With this guy, this is the most defended part of the entire base. It's a 4x4. If you remember outside, we had... Or a 2x2. If you remember the outside, we had a 4x4. So it was 8. And like if you form an L, this is a 2x2. This is the interior. This is the guts of the base. And this is why. We have this so honeycombed for not only the ammo containers, but the gold to keep our crew happy, that little honeybee from the commercials of Kellogg's would be jealous as fuck. It's the most honeycombed, it's the most defended part of the entire base, and people could, and will likely think it's the weakest point, and try to explosive barrel their way into this. But we designed it specifically like that, so the weakest point of the entire tower is actually the top part, and that's not all that weak. It's protected from almost every side, with the liquid fire, almost eliminating the opportunity for people to climbing pick or grapple hook up. And even if they can get close enough with the ships, they're not going to do so without sustaining some substantial bits of damage. So this is why I thought this warranted a bit of a showcase on the video. Oh, okay, there we go. Now I climbed down. I thought this warranted a bit of a showcase on the video before we start the crazy assault, in the event that this thing might come crumbling down, and likely will, because we have the entire Atlas cluster coming to attack our piratey base. What I think I'm gonna... I am gonna leave this ladder down. I was gonna say, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up and retract that ladder and let this only be bed spawn, but I am gonna drop this one. I'm gonna keep this one dropped, and I think I'm gonna drop the other one so that a couple of us can get up here quickly and defend the cove. So here we go, gotta do our circles, extend the ladder. We have one ship out here already. This is Mine Speed Demon that's been kind of repurposed. We added some fire cannons to it and stuff. I'm taking the express route down. Ausblut. And we're going to try to do whatever we can to defend our cove with ship-to-ship battling, as our enemies start to make it in. Let's head back to the castle and give you one final look at what this thing looks like before the pirating happens. Now this is a scary sight. This is a scary sight. If you're rolling up to this base on a ship in our Gulf, is this something that you want to see? Methinks nay, me hearty. This be not something ye want to see. This is our front line of defense. This is what we're preparing for. We've got all of our ships, like I showed off a little bit earlier in the video, here in the Gulf to defend against anybody that maybe try to punch their way through. And if they manage to get their ship close enough where they could drop off somebody with explosive barrels, then we have a couple of guys spitted around the base here. Let me see if I can find one. Aha, here, perfect. Right where the presidential walkway is, the presidential airplane ramp. We have a couple of guys on swivels that if somebody does manage to grapple up, get a little bit close, drop an explosive barrel down, which is going to be something that is probably our biggest concern with the raid, explosive barrels and people getting close enough to drop some of those down. That could be the most devastating thing. As far as ships coming to rain cannonballs upon us, I don't think they're going to last very long with... Oh, damn, I overjumped that. Owie. I overjumped that just a touch. And apparently they're firing at fishes if I stand over here. Don't shoot at the fishes! Don't waste my balls! Stop wasting my balls! Okay, we got to get away from them. If we're not close enough, they won't fire. I think that might actually be kind of a... I don't want to say like a bug, but they do target fish an awful lot in Atlas for some reason at the current stage of the game. Oh, they're still going at it. Oh, okay, yep, see, as I swim closer to things, they want to shoot at them. Anywhere there's water... Oh, I gotta get away faster. Anywhere there's water, we have cannon protection. So if somebody tries to get it with a really quick sloop or something along those lines, we should be more or less covered from all water angles. The land area, we've got our mortar boxes, which you could kind of see right there, that little, like, triangular-esque type shaped thing. We've got mortars there, so if somebody tries to make a sneak attack from the land, those are empty now. We just didn't bother to destroy them. And they're still firing off their balls at the fishes. Eventually they'll slay them, or eventually they'll wander out of range or something. This is our bear trap situation, where we still have the guys on swivel cannons with fire, riding on the asses of the bears, and we've got them separated enough that we're hoping that they don't end up killing each other with all the fires. Likely will still happen, but it'll be hilarious nonetheless. This is what our castle is looking like, and it's definitely getting really good at slaying all the fish or crows in the area. Oh, okay, let's get out there. There's a crow stuck right there on the staircase. Don't get too close, crow. You'll regret it. I am excited for the epic battle to come. I don't know if this castle will withstand the assault of an entire Atlas cluster, but I'm excited to see the process along the way. Let me know that you guys liked this video. If you did, smash the thumbs up button for me. Let me know what you think of the little piratey turret tower. Let me know if you think that it would be a useful defense for you and your base, and if you plan on utilizing something along those lines to help yourself conquer some enemies or claim yourself some booties. I want to thank you guys again so much for watching. If you did like the episode and you want to see more, especially the battle to come, smash that subscribe button as well. Or don't. Who the fuck cares? What do I know? Most importantly of all, guys, remember to take care of yourselves out there. Stay awesome. And we'll catch you in the epic fight coming soon.